Breaking: Trump just stunned North Korea with what he wasn't afraid to do just minutes ago. Over the last several months, North Korea has been threatening the United States with war, and true to Trump fashion, he is not backing down. President Trump is not one to hide from adversity, and that has been proven in the way that he is handling Kim Jong-un. President Trump's administration has been doing all they can to settle this conflict diplomatically. However, Kim Jong-un seems intent on bringing about the annihilation of both himself and his people. Now, President Trump has sent another clear message to North Korea to show just how serious he is, and it would be wise for Kim Jong-un to listen. Trump is not cowering from North Korea's reckless threats to engage in war. Over the last several days, the threats were upped even more when Kim Jong-un said he would attack the island of Guam. Currently, there are 6,000 American soldiers stationed there, which would be perceived this act of aggression as war. Defense Secretary James Mattis has been engaged in trying to handle the situation diplomatically, and has said the talks have been gaining traction. My responsibility is to have military options should they be needed. However, right now, you can see the American effort is diplomatically led, it has diplomatic traction, it is gaining diplomatic results, and I want to stay right there, right now, he said. The tragedy of war is well enough known, it doesn't need another characterization in the fact that it would be catastrophic, he added. Also, while those talks are being held and moving forward, China has also chimed in with their own message. Late Thursday night, China issued a brutal warning to the North Korean regime that the government should adhere to. The government has said that they would not back North Korea if they decided to fire on the United States and start a war. Now, in all honesty, anyone with common sense would back down, realizing that they do not have their ally. But Kim Jong-un is not that person. If the belligerent dictator continues on this reckless track, Trump is fully prepared to retaliate and made this known on this Twitter account. Military solutions are now fully in place, locked and loaded, should North Korea act unwisely. Hopefully Kim Jong-un will find another path. Here is more from Independent. The latest row over North Korea's missile and nuclear weapons programs was sparked by its test of an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, on July 28. Its range showed that North Korea was now capable of striking the mainland U.S., the regime claimed. Then a leaked intelligence report showed some in Washington believed the Kim regime possessed the ability to miniaturize a nuclear warhead for use on an ICBM, prompting Mr. Trump's fire and fury statement to reporters at his Bedminster, New Jersey, golf resort. Pyongyang subsequently claimed it was preparing to strike the U.S. Pacific territory of Guam, which has a population of more than 160,000 and hosts two key military bases, with historic enveloping fire. Mr. Trump later said he thought his warning may not have been tough enough. He told reporters, before a security briefing with top advisors on Thursday, "We're backed 100% by our military, we're backed by everybody, and we're backed by many other leaders. And I noticed that many senators and others came out today very much in favor of what I said. But if anything, that statement may not be tough enough." The president said the U.S. has been negotiating with North Korea for 25 years and that his nation would always consider negotiations, but blamed his predecessors for a lack of progress. Bill Clinton, he said, was weak and ineffective, while Mr. Obama didn't even want to talk about it, he added. U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis said that the U.S. military was ready to respond to an attack by North Korea, but that the U.S. prefers a diplomatic response. Rex Tillerson, the Secretary of State, explained the way Mr. Trump's fire and fury comments as sending a message to North Korea in language that Kim Jong-un can understand. More than 60 Democratic members of Congress signed a letter to Mr. Tillerson expressing their profound concern over the president's words. They wrote, "These statements are irresponsible and dangerous, and also senselessly provide a boon to domestic North Korean propaganda, which has long sought to portray the United States as a threat to their people. The former administration did not take Kim Jong-un seriously and allowed this dictator to go unchecked. Now, we have a leader in the White House that will not back down to this madman's threats." While the left may find President Trump's tweets reckless, they seem to forget that it is North Korea that has started this, and Trump is finishing it. While of course, this is a terrifying moment in our nation's history, Trump is doing what he can to protect our country and stop this maniacal regime from continuing with their threats. North Korea has been given the opportunity to change their course, and they haven't. Now, they know that if they continue on this dangerous path, what to expect, and it will all on Kim Jong-un's shoulders.